Well, let's see if we can't get some worms out of there and go catch some fish out of a creek close to my house. If I was a worm, that's where I would be. That'll do it. A couple of minutes of digging, we already almost have enough to go do what I'm about to go do. Well, here we are. Let's see if we can catch something out here. Try to be real quiet. This creek's down a long way, so we don't want to be too loud. The original Ned rig. big channel cats, big for Oklahoma channel cats, you know, around 5 to 7, maybe 8 pounds. Flatheads, blues. But when it's down like this, I've caught largemouth bass, perch, flatheads. I've never caught any blues out of here when the water's not going, so I ain't saying they're not here, that you can't do it. I'm just saying I haven't. That's mostly the fish I catch all year round is blue cats. But they like that moving water. They don't really care for shallow creeks and stuff. My experience. All right, we'll go down here and try this next little stretch real quick. There's a possibility we won't catch nothing. It's looking pretty fished out. Little 3 or 4 inch bass chasing those little minnows up over that hump right there. We might get lucky. That sucker might find that night crawler. An important thing is when you fish floods like this, you guys will see more of that next spring, I'm sure. But the important thing is to come down here and take pictures of all this, because these logs have been here, these trees have been here for years. And they had more limbs on them and stuff, so as the years go by, they do wear down. But they've always been here, and you don't want to cast over the top of these trees and get your line caught up when you're out here trying to catch big catfish. And so I'll stand on this bank and then I'll cast probably right at the base of where that tree is, and my line, before it ever touches the bottom, it'll drift back up against this sandbar right here, and I catch most of my catfish off of this sandbar because the current's going too strong. They're not holding none of that structure. The fish that are in here in that current are pretty much actively feeding all day long. They don't really have a choice. This is a narrow creek, and it's fed off of a small lake with an overflow, or not an overflow dam, just a regular dam. And when that lake starts getting up too high, it'll make roads impassable, so they'll crank it open. This sucker will be going. Let's go down here and try something. Try something different. We still ain't caught nothing. This creek, it changes every year too, so you really gotta study it. Like last year, all along this bank was like 3 foot deep, and now you can see it's got trees and different things over there all around the bank, but it wasn't like that last year. So it changes every year, but when it's flooded, it'll all be a little bit different anyways. There's a lot of bait fish. There's got to be something somewhere. Oh, there's a fish holding right there. It's a carp. Let's see if we can't float this worm right into its face. That would be freaking fun. 6 pound test? I don't know. We may not end up getting that fish if I do hook it. Just because where it's at and where I'm at, there's trees everywhere, and it's going to have several bursts of energy, so it's going to, it'll probably do pretty good in it. This could take a while. It's going right towards his face. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but probably a 2 pound carp, maybe 3. 3's being a little generous, probably 2. That worm is floating. I mean, it's going right to his face. I mean, if he doesn't get it, I'm going to be surprised. It's going right towards his face. It's going right towards it, right towards it, right towards it. My line literally just touched that fish and he didn't get it. We'll try to float it back by his face again and see if we can get him. Maybe he didn't just didn't see it. Here we go. He took another direction. Should have brought the perch trap down here and set some perch trap. There's plenty of bait fish in here, and fish in the pond would love to eat them probably, I'm sure. Well, we almost had one. Let's get over here and see if we can do that again. Probably a perch. I'm sure it was a perch. Maybe a bullhead. There it goes, there it goes. Still not a bad place to be, even if you aren't catching fish. Pretty cool creek. Are we getting a fish? We're going upstream. Try to get it back over there on the other side of that stuff. That fish likes that spot up there for whatever reason. Just don't want my line to be over that tree limb like it is. Dang. Tune up that hook a little bit. I'm sure this is a perch because I just am. If it was a bullhead, even a little bullhead, he'd get that whole night crawler in his mouth, so I'm sure it's a little bluegill. When we catch one out of here, these bluegill in this creek, I'm sure they eat mostly, well, there went something big. See that mud? Probably another carp, I'm sure. See if we can't get that sucker. Every year the species in here change too. Like, they're all the same, but the amount of fish that are in here has changed every year since I fished here. Like, some years it'll be packed full of freaking channel catfish. Look at that. That's what we caught, a little bitty baby channel catfish. Little Dalmatian. That was fun. Here, you can have that worm, buddy. He worked hard for that. We're just gonna let him keep it. I guarantee you he ain't alone either. Those little channel catfish, they school up, it seems like. Usually when I start catching them like that, I'll keep catching them there, and then every now and then a bigger fish will move in. Who knows what that's from? We'll grab our stuff and we'll wander on down that way. Not sure if this is one of my worms that got out or what the deal is here, but we just found us another worm. We'll take him. If he wasn't one of ours, he was headed the wrong direction anyways. He was headed towards we don't eat the flatheads, we always just let them go. I mean, even the 3 and 4 pounders, we would let them go unless they swallowed the hook. All the channel cats and the blue cats, we're eating them. If I have a choice, I'd rather just eat all blue cats. I don't like opening up a channel catfish and all that yellow meat. I just rather not do it. They're better eating fish, and I catch enough of them usually, so. Oh yeah, there's more of them over there. That wasn't the only channel we caught earlier. There's plenty more. I just got him a little deep spot right here. That's what the deal is. Got one. Oh yeah. And these little guys. We got plenty of these in here too, but usually I catch them a lot bigger than that. Plenty of drumfish in here. No shortage of these guys. Here, you want that worm back? There you go, buddy. He spit it out right when he dropped in the water. He's like, heck no, I don't want that sucker. It just ripped me out of the water. Never eat a worm again. I need to tune this hook up. I think that's part of our problem. I got it snagged and I smashed it back in with my thumb. It's kind of, I think we'll have a better hookup ratio about like that. I should have already fixed that, but laziness gets the better of me sometimes. Don't be surprised at what you can catch out of here, because usually catching these little fish like this, it usually draws in something bigger. Usually I'll catch a 3 or 4 pound channel cat even when the water's down like this. If I find a spot where I can keep knocking out these little ones, action definitely draws action in these little creeks. Oh, we just missed one. I'm hoping we could catch some bullheads. I'd like to catch some. I'd like to catch some and take them fishing for some flatheads in a spot down the river where this runs into another bigger river. And man, that sucker over there, he's just getting the tip of that tail or something, because he's getting it every time it lands over there, but he just ain't getting the, we ain't hooking up for some reason. And show that worm up on that hook a little bit further, so that way that hook's the first thing he gets instead of that worm. That still didn't work. Got a little bitty mouthfish. Okay. I'd like to get it underneath that tree limb instead of over the top of it before I land that fish, but there we go. Oh yeah, we got something. We got something good right here. This is probably a carp, good channel cat. Let's see, we're gonna have to play this one. It ain't very big, but whatever it is, it's bigger than what we've been catching. And on this crappie rod, no doubt this is a fun fight right here. No doubt. Easy now. It's a channel catfish. I can see his mouth now. Easy, buddy, easy. That's what I was telling you. Action draws action, and it'll probably take those little ones 3 or 4 minutes to start biting again, but they will, and we may end up with another channel catfish again. Watch this. Watch. I just told you guys earlier I don't catch no blues out of here at this when the water's down. Watch this be a blue cat. I'm pretty sure it's a channel catfish, but we'll see. Sometimes channel cats get to blue looking sometimes. No, that's a blue cat. I just said I don't ever catch them out of here unless the water's going, but as soon as I say that, sure enough, I'll prove myself wrong. Oh no, it's a channel. It's round, it ain't squared off. This fin will be squared off, it won't be round on the ends if it was a blue cat. But that little bitty piece of night crawler catch this channel catfish, and he would be a good eater, but we ain't gonna eat him. He looks like he's been doing all right for himself down there, though. He's got a nice little fat belly. Get out there so we can do it again, buddy. Get out there. There he goes. Must be a good spot. He went right back to it. Hopefully he ain't over there bullying my little fish I'm trying to catch. I'm trying to break up the monotony, and he's swimming right back out there. He's gonna run them all off. Oh yeah, there we go. We already got a little one back out there on it. Got him. Just like that, folks. Action draws action. May not be a desirable fish, but I'll never complain. I'll take a drum all day long. If we were anywhere else, this sucker would be going on a hook and going back out there. There we go again. Oh, we missed him. You guys think that little piece of worm will get it done? We're gonna try it anyways, before we walk all the way back down there and get them worms. By now, I'm sure you guys are wondering why I don't just bring the worms down here, and it's frankly because I don't want to set them down in that grass right there. Those are cockaburs right there, and I don't really care to stick my hands down in them. Something's nibbling on it down there. They're bringing it right to me too. We didn't get him. Alright, we'll go put on a bigger piece of worm real quick. We might need to, probably should retie this too after that fight with that channel cat. My line feels fine, so I probably won't this time, but that's always a good idea. If you're fishing with light tackle and you catch a anything probably over a pound, you should at least check your line, if not retie, because those fish's mouths are pretty abrasive and they'll tear up your line and you'll bust off on another nice fish. So you guys will hear me cussing here a little bit if I catch another nice one, he busts my line. And we fishing. Got him. What did we get that time? Another little Dalmatian. Another baby channel catfish. Come on. Ain't nothing wrong with that. There we go. As soon as he figures out how to get it in his mouth, we'll catch another one. That whole bank right there used to be a cut bank, and now it's well, you can see it's all fallen in now. That was about 4 years ago. It was just a cut bank. Now ever since then it's just been laying back further and further. Dang. Okay. Let's see if we can get one right underneath that tree limb.